Hey folks, Jeff DePaoli here reporting for Attractions Magazine, here bundled up in Old Sturbridge Village in Sturbridge, Massachusetts. It is a chilly winter night, and I'm here for their annual Christmas by Candlelight event. Now obviously things are a bit different this year, but it's still happening and there's still so much to do, so let's go and check it out. Now, if you're not familiar with Old Sturbridge Village, it's an 1830s living museum. And around Christmas time, they throw this event, Christmas by Candlelight, but the reality is they actually didn't celebrate Christmas in the 1830s, but they had so many requests for a Christmas event that they threw this together several years ago. It's a really fantastic event, and it's kind of the earliest days of Christmas and traditions. Of course, you'll see some electrical lights like you have behind me here, so it's not 100% authentic, but it's pretty darn close to what it's like in the 1830s in a New England town. And it's here year-round. It's a living museum. It's very cool year-round, but Christmas by Candlelight is super special. Gingerbread, eh?
Yeah, so gingerbread was a very common, kind of inexpensive food in some ways. You might dress it up for the holidays by adding things like cream into it, maybe topping it with some whipped cream. But it could be either a cake or a hard version. We're making more of a cakey version. This one doesn't happen to have eggs, but it has, like I mentioned, the cream. It also has cream of tartar, baking, what you call baking powder today. So saleratus. It also has a good tablespoon of ginger, 2½ cups of molasses, and lots of butter.
Star shape. This one actually still has seeds in it, but tying it with a ribbon and a bow. This one here we used cord and cinnamon sticks as well as pine cones. And then I'm working on one here with ribbons tied on a stick, and I will be cutting the sides to create the shape of a Christmas tree.
Combined with powdered sugar, what we would call powdered sugar, or what they call pounded sugar. I bet you can guess why. So I'm currently pounding my sugar, and that will get added together, and I'll add some rose water to act as a binding agent, but also to give it a nice floral flavor. Vanilla extract was also used. Orange was very popular in Spain, but today we're using rose water. And after that, once it's in a nice paste, we can add some dyes, which you can see one right here. This is what the paste looks like before it's formed into the fruits that are on the plate.
And then we did a couple of things to them before they were ready to put onto a wreath. We first had to clean them, so we soaked them in water and vinegar. And that's not only going to clean them, that's going to get any, shall we say, unwanted guests out of the wreath. Then you let those dry and bake them in an oven, a very low heat, about 200 degrees, half an hour, maybe 40 minutes, just enough so that they get nice and pretty, and they're going to open up like so and look very much like a fully opened pine cone. It's going to do a secondary thing too. If I shine this around in the light, you can see all that sticky pine sap has now baked and hardened and is a little bit shiny. So it's almost like it got a coat of varnish in spots. So once you've got that all prepped, you can then take your frame and start wiring those pine cones on one pine cone at a time. This is gonna get 3 layers. The first inner layer I have on going in one direction. The next layer, the middle layer there, is going the opposite direction, and then the third layer is gonna go back again in the first direction. And what I love about these is, when you're all done, you might find that there are some places where it's a little bare, a little sparse. All you have to do is put a decoration there, and no one has to know.
Now the birth of Jesus Christ was on this wise. When as his mother Mary was espoused to Joseph, before they came together, she was found with child of the Holy Ghost. Then Joseph, her husband, being a just man, and not willing to make her a public example, was minded to put her away privily. But while he thought on these things, behold, the angel of the Lord appeared unto him in a dream.
And that is a game that people play. This looks a lot like the board that you can find at the small house. And I'm working on something called a sawtooth pattern.
Now folks, if you'd like to check out Christmas by Candlelight for yourself and you're in the New England area, head to osv.org. That stands for Old Sturbridge Village, osv.org. And they've done a really great job this year making Christmas by Candlelight a great tradition, continuing it even in this weird year of 2020. They've done all the right stuff to make it celebratory but safe.